sounds right.
Oh, Yamia don't be fine. It be officials, no. I don't know. Go for ye. As a week be a better can go. No, Mrs. Sardiano, with a who. Yana a weekend now. The first match at Yabet's TV Arena at the Merseyside Derby.
Yeah.
Liverpool Everton.
Yeah.
And you may Manchester United versus Chelsea. And you're 4:30. And son of China 3:30, no. Yanya Arsenal and Man City. Master and an apprentice. Fishers and one thing. As Uncle for no fishes show.
With your
children, chef, papa. And I'm said this weekend, it's not TV at your games, of course, Real Madrid, Espanyol, another game, and Mube de Pa, Barcelona, Getafe, Oko Syria, Nonsusua, Inter, Sassuolo, Udini, AC Milan, Hellas Verona, Juve, Germany, Hoffenheim, Bayern Munich, my masters, no. I'm Super Bowl, Hoffenheim. As this weekend, the games in the more
yeah, masters.
I say some masters, no.
Yeah, yes,
no, Obi short, Trevor Nakofi. Or Charles and your level, no. He's a big boy.
Your boy Paris Saint-Germain, who's here, Yana now. Who's here, Yana now. And no, Paris Saint-Germain again, a chum. But only a drew on now, here, Yana now. A Yabo, the village be mobile. Man, Capita, was in a atmosphere or horse. Okay, Nazana horse. Oh, no, yes, so bad. I give them with your Bruno boy. Baby, I'm okay. Anna, saying me Suban Bonivina. Many just say meeting Mrs. Free home.
Okay.
Anna, usually in the night, if me phones and baby. Me, I make kind, I make share, we be around it here. Tell me, you hate TV. And see, everyone may say, me da. Rich, meet him at na phone, my number one, and then we go check him screen time. Let me crashing.
If you mic in anything, I'm here.
I'm
Brasso. I think that would be fine.
We go checking the screen time. Rich.
Screen time so the cost will be bright.
Yeah, then good.
And you're good for when
yeah.
And
I'm yes okay.
You need to manage your screen time.
Yeah, I need to work on my screen. Because Ukran just say Ukran on the year.
Yeah.
See, for the past 3 days, I'm able to put my phone aside.
Okay.
Now, no credit say I no pay. Na mini vehicle am de be bedjuma. Se me catch example so on regi company car ma me. Me so me dana frame me dia ja ko boa. Se phone ni ndam so han na ndam me boso a. Ebu azando ba me office ni ma fe mo da. Ti me populi musa. Asana e bi an krama na bu ma san me tin asori.
Wow.
And last night me yen am so okay. Ma me kita phone ka ke na bi e di bedu ahun a che obe frame me. Phone kita me say that me got to a Cabernet video CB. Yeah, me na. E ko wa me say me sorry 5. See me say we mo pa ma me na. The phone me nyam to check kakra. Na ha me apart from that.
Me obi am nantem.
Yeah.
But me manage my screen time pa. Your doctor be catch him say so the sound be bra. It's not good for your eye.
Yeah, it's not good.
Auntie.
Not good.
I try to manage it. And yes, me down na me die crana. I just that baby. Now I relax kakra. It's good.
In a digital age, rich. Now this weekend, me no you see.
You be say deep in roots in guys. Emotu. Now we drink home. E ban say na go for share. Wo. Urati nyame.
Eze na message.
Urati nyame. E be sabu gari ni.
Maresca, so and there's a Maresca system. Boys, the co-form and boys, that's system. I saw what train. Now, some Monday holiday. What's your bedroom?
Oh, so you want to be there.
Now, there's a Mulusu grab bedroom. Hey, and a Mulusu, over to protest in the bedroom.
Someone said, yeah. And some co program man, I'm catching them. You're a second. But they say, Kim, that's our grand jam jackasa.
Only fast.
Only 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. Pepe. On sorry, name tenancy. Now for me, but go yanko say 10-5.
Oh yeah.
Yanko and started discussions. No.
And then like we do, so excuse me, let me put this down. We will not do so much of Kasabebre. I'll try to analyze the games and then how I'm enjoying the games in the call. Then we'll go on with it. But let me announce to a TF was it, and now you need 4 quotes out of the 5. And it means that throughout the month, a 1 day pay every day of the month we've been successful. And as it stands now, we still not join the train in picking up quotes or also on Nhyira passports there. Then I don't know what you are waiting for. Which, like you said, I didn't even know that there was going to be the Merseyside derby until I quick research on the games that are going to come on. And I found out early kickoff, 11:30 means that somewhere around an hour from now, no, Liverpool at Everton. Which, as the season started, and as Snot has gotten the last laugh in almost every game our ball, because no matter how difficult it gets for him, his team manages to get the results at the end of the day. Against Bournemouth in the first game, they were playing well, led by 2-0. Then 2 quick fire and Antoine Semenyo goals turned the game on its head. But Liverpool managed to find a equalizer from a Federico Chiesa goal, which is a very good one for them. Then you go away to go and play against Newcastle. At the dying members of the game, you want to say, okay, every crown. A certain Rio in Gomorrah comes from the bench and he turns the game in favor of team friend in Liverpool. They play at Arsenal in the 80th plus minute. A singular free kick from the feet of our Brighton friend Domenico Szoboszlai makes the difference. Then they go away to Burnley in a rather difficult game at the 10th more. Oh my! In fact, may I say again? I may drive out to you. And I say, oh, Liverpool will be paying. Let me tweet it because I know it will happen. Me tweet it and check. Because do fear, see one about Brighton friend Hannibal makes brainsa and it's a penalty. Mohamed Salah from that spot, he get a job done. Which it didn't happen only in the English Premier League, but also this week in the Champions League against Atletico de Madrid, it took a last-minute goal for Brighton friend of Virgil van Dijk to make the difference for team friend in Liverpool. So it is clear, see Liverpool for yes, it is good and not so good at the same time because every game now betting right there, me person my friend a lack. But betting right there, so chances to be able to score the goal at the late part of the game. Liverpool have to kill off games early. But also, it's a mark of champions. So, matches are you stay in it as long as possible and then get a result.
A mentality.
It's a mentality thing.
And says I'm hearing Liverpool games. What's that? So, about Tama Liverpool shares as almost 2 players.
Yeah.
Ayala Rizzi at the end. Now Liverpool for an interest. So look, they are buying players, but man, Liverpool for new rent. He say, among Milford, there's a problem, and then defense is I'm augmenting the kakra at least 1 or 2 players be almost more do make team and clearly yes, like you said, the multi-billion question is for how long and a Liverpool bet me riding on that last minute goal near the winning. I know it's good, mentally it's good for the players because so Liverpool now because share players and show me team say so referee born not being still now we can win the game. It's good for the team, but I think that Liverpool as a team, midfield and then the defense, augmenting the kakan. They should look at it. Jomo game against Atletico Madrid. I think there 4-5 minutes, 2-0. Yeah. Obianim himself Liverpool killing game. But
somebody who agrees with you can say that it's not simply down to defense and as a midfield. And Nhyira Mekasan is if you look at that 2 quick fire goals now, Laurenti sharing against Liverpool in the Champions League, I think it came from a lack of the press. And for me, I think the Liverpool full problem starts with what Florian Wirtz gives them without the ball. I think that's where it starts from. Last season, it was the same midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, McAllister, sometimes even Endo Ouattara. But the job of Domenico Szoboszlai as a number 10 without the ball was integral. And in my own analysis, yes, but you lose one when you We've all spoken of the work rate and output of a better friend Domenico Szoboszlai. He works hard to win the ball back for you. Now, for the counter pressure, now Florian Wirtz doesn't really have that number 10 of the ball attribute of the English Premier League. Ushe team say Arsenal. Arsenal fans have been very critical of Abrante friend Martin Odegaard because they speak about the fact that Odegaard last season did not contribute to more goals and assists. But Mikel Arteta is keen on Odegaard because the off the ball leading of the press is important for him. And it's a characteristic that you need in the modern day number 10 in the English game because of how transitional the game is. When we need one in Tema, Asemoto. When we need a counter pressing Tema, you are in trouble. So how do you put on structures to do that? I think that is where Liverpool have an issue. For me, those ones were from that role of Florian Wirtz in that positional play of Yerini Boring the entrance to Warren. Again, which I do agree to a large extent. So Liverpool made for a sting. And I think I've also mentioned it. Also, not so much the defense, but for me, in my opinion, the midfield is slightly thing. Okay. Liverpool have been totally dominant in Merseyside derbies in a long time. You see how one side affair. It doesn't even look like a derby. But Rich, if there is ever any Merseyside derby in recent times, that is going to push Liverpool to the Warrens this one. And I'll tell you why. Let's enjoy it. First one, Rich, Everton are being coached by somebody who is Scottish, but then true identifies himself as part of the blue side of Merseyside. And you see, Abrante friend David Moyes understands that Everton in fact, the best successes as a coach has come at that side of coaching football. Now, who share the list of times that Merseyside derbies Yaba? The best ones now, Everton very success now. One man is consistent in their Abrante friend David Moyes, who is coach of the team today. And they started the season in a good way. Stable, new stadium, playing good football, brought in two midfielders that look to have transformed their team in the attack.
Jack
Grealish, in terms of providing the quality play of creating chances, and also a branch friend, Kenan Dewsbury from Chelsea, who is a CM that connects the defense or the lower part of the midfield to the attack. And why are very instrumental for team my friend Everton since they're in. There is a boy called Eleman Ndiaye, Senegalese international. Whatever quality you can get from any player in the world, you get it from Ndiaye. He is quality on and off the ball, and he can hit them. And Everton have maintained the quality of James Tarkowski, Gerard Braithwaite in defense, and they've also added a branch here friend of Beto at centre forward. So it's a team that is good, but it has not changed or affect the quality of Liverpool either. So Everton also a good team to play today in the Merseyside derby. Liverpool are even better. If you looked at Alexander Isak in that game against Atletico de Madrid, you probably would have understand why Arne Slot was keen on bringing a branch to the team. And the difference between Ono and Ekiti can say, yen drop him babo, yen peel off in call left, yen jina house space no mobile. He is a proper finisher, a much more gunman and a clinical center forward than a branch friend Ekitiki. Now Utie and a slot in the last few days on the two center forwards now. Or say if both of them are in the best form of their life, then you can consider more to play them together. But it is quite clear that we have a certain structure of 4-3-3. So and as not to say, like I've said here, one of the ways you can play Ekitiki and Isak is in the 4-4-2. And that means you will give something away. Are you willing to let Salah do the defensive job? You don't want that now. So the 4-3-3 structure is the best. So either you drop one of them and play. I think it's a game where Alexander Isak will get a chance at staying in it. Which my money is on Everton double chance.
That is good.
Yeah, my money is on Everton double chance. And come quotes no there because the personal thing that I feel. It's my fan quotes, but my money is on Everton double chance.
Me call for Liverpool.
But call Liverpool straight in. And that is also a very, very good choice. Which after Liverpool game, obviously there's going to be Brighton and Hove Albion playing against Tottenham Hotspur. Brighton, Nefi, Action, Tottenham Hotspur. We know how good Thomas Frank has been as a team. And the team, they are playing well. They are scoring. They are defending solidly well. Also English Premier League table. So after this, the only loss that they had, they've won almost all of games. No more. Whilst Fabian Hezler had struggled a little bit when he goes away from home, he's returning home. So it's a good game for investors. That only say game will be open and you get a couple of. I think an over 1.5 is the surest bet. But to open value for money, I think you should go for both teams to score in team and friend of Brighton and Hove Albion. Any Tottenham Hotspur. Now Burnley stay at home last weekend. All my hearts broken by Liverpool for coming to Turf Moor to head them. This time it is Ange Postecoglou Tottenham Hotspur side, which Ange beats me, man. He has to transform the Nottingham Forest side, and the squad in Nottingham Forest doesn't fit Ange ball. And you know Espirito Santo transitional football, and Ange has to find a way to get results. Anthony Elenga caught. They have the big Milankovic, Mone Mirelemu, they use Chris Hood as the holder player to go long onto him. Is that what they want to do? Utie Anja. Or say Nkofo don't give him credit for being dynamic. Or no, so it was a standing Sano. And he's willing to adapt to this. Which away at Belly, I think Belly gets something out of this game.
That is the only thing I saw here.
Yeah.
Because team no man pre-season.
Yeah.
Players in the crowd for all you know, instead of any more.
Yeah.
And see, on one bisa boys and game na mo me ya. Move okay.
Yeah.
Or be able to stick it to the previous coach in India, maybe and now what to keep to kakra.
Yeah.
So that a bit to affect it to your system no.
Which
play almost situation now.
Yeah. London Derby, West Ham United versus Crystal Palace. Is it the last game for Graham Potter? Because we've spoken of your friend is saying Crystal Palace, Oliver Glasner.
Oh yeah, Juma.
Yeah, and the quality no kita and look at the team. And you know, I didn't come with Oliver Glasner and say some smaller mid-table teams be one more. Only teams that can see any band with Timmy Bo. But Oliver Glasner is a standing Sano against the middle table and smaller teams.
Sure.
And then Osamson bought the three back against the big boys. In this game, I'll talk about Western United. Oh, but three back no. Oh, but Tarek Nixon, ball Lecroix, and Mosa plus no. He'll play Gay, add Lecroix to him, or maybe Anderson as the 4 and 5. No, about Tarek Nixon on the other side. Then he will unleash the attack of Daichi Kamada, Ismail Sarr, and Jean-Philippe Mateta. Then in the middle of the park, he will play a ball playing. Wigina, Eddie Pedri, ne Frankie Yoko. And we could be out Twitter saying England for pa. Or number 6 or so name Pedri, ne Frankie Yoko, body will borrow. You know, Crystal Palace will have that boy, Adam Watson, but he's not on the level of Pedri. But of course, he's the mode of that. Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel, also Fred Anderson. Also into the English Premier League.
I
also in that mode.
Number 64 now. I'm just do na Spain
because the English
some extent they be Portugal.
Yeah, because the English don't produce that kind of almost system. They don't play that kind of
League. No, kick and run.
Yeah, but
you're born here, the born
exactly. But in America, 2 players that play like that almost need the same level. No? That's what I'm saying. But players that play as the same profile. Hey, Adam Watson, if you watch him, you can see that he's good. And Anderson, maybe with time, almost teams are bigger, will be able to pay keen attention.
I doubt how this West Ham team will shake Crystal Palace.
West Ham will feel.
So
Crystal Palace will go and beat them again.
It be a draw. Wow. Oliver Glasner team now,
yeah,
they are very strong.
The last time I go
against Liverpool, Chelsea, and the other games on ball. And against West Mekai West Ham Notorium, Omobo no. No more analysis about the game after Omobo game and so we panic no biasa man no ka. So every time Grand Porter be far West Ham.
Yeah.
And it's a West Ham players lead the park no so boba. A single change. On team develop player bia.
Me man just said that why West Ham United sacked David Moyes. Up to today, even to go and take William Lopetegui. I did never understood.
Maybe a Jumana no Brighton.
One Lopetegui.
No, I make a Grand Porter.
And I make only can sack Moyes, not go for Lopetegui and sign a Porter.
And I make say, Ebi amushe Jumana no Brighton before
no, but I mean can say they didn't have to sack Moyes to go and bring Lopetegui and sign Makoshem Porter Jumana or Brighton. This is what I make can say. So I didn't understand why they let him go, but of course. This is a game that's going to be very interesting.
You had a big game.
Chelsea come to Old Trafford. You see, this is a fixture that is the most drawn game in English Premier League. 27 times. And a match you about draw. See, a ball game where we not say ending a draw, I will not be surprised because statistically it points to that. And the most of the 27 times now have been drawn at Old Trafford. It's the last season, Chelsea we need back draw back. Chelsea share Manchester United war Stamford Bridge 1-0, but drew 1-1 not under Ruben Amorim, but of course under Ruud van Nistelrooy 1-1. United can share and Sana Moises Kai said Ubabeti Kanamane 1-1. 14 times the game has drawn at Old Trafford. In fact, before the game started drawn and saying Old Trafford no. Now they be a Chelsea back Manchester or Old Trafford Manchester Shadow. It is the only American. Before they start drawn. Now they be a Chelsea back Manchester or Shadow. I remember it start from Frank James Lampard time. Obeji Chelsea Juma first one. It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And James was the manager of Chelsea at the time. First game, Okafor Tammy Abraham the ball 4-3-3, which it was a drubbing of 4-1 Manchester United at Old Trafford. Into Chelsea have suffered. In fact, since 2013, Chelsea have not won away at Manchester United. But Rich, let me tell you something. Today is the time. And then whatever happens, Manchester United will lose this game. And if you want to take it from me, take it from me. If you don't want to, we'll come back, God willing, on Monday or Tuesday at most. Tactically, this game is similar to what Manchester United plays against Tima, your friend, Manchester City. Why do I say this? So I kind of analysis against Man City. As I catch you when I say, as long as the game is on, Manchester United has a chance. Give me employer, and that is how Manchester United won against teams that play attacking. Paper, playing up from the back. No matter what you do, big games now. Manchester United always has a chance until you're pong. And to watch the 2 games at Manchester United about one against Arsenal, but when your results now. Then they played against Manchester City, which is a total drab. At the polar opposite ends of the conversation. But you saw power when your results. The other one you saw a total drabbing for Manchester United and the quality that they come with. So it tells you that if Manchester United are playing games like the last time they can't data, Manchester United had created the most chances in the English Premier League after first 3 games. Who peruse data no format? You can see that in that data, it is because Manchester United, most of their attack now has been very transitional. It is who attacking ball nicely. People say ball United anymore. They go long and they have the outlets. They have Brian Mbeumo, they have Benjamin Sesko, they have Matthias Cunha to constantly hold up the ball. And now Amorim said Matthias Cunha is willing to play. Enzo Maresca will try to mimic the style of Ruben Amorim in this game. Baba tries to the ball, the 4-3-3, and that will come and look like a 3 at the back for Ruben Amorim. It's about 4-3-3 to start. But then either of, I'm thinking it's going to be a Brighton friend, Marco Correa or Rhys James will come inverted because Manchester United will start with a nominal 3 at the back, which means that 3 at the back, number 1. We have 2 midfielders, I say. The best thing that Manchester City did in this game was to win the numerical battle in the middle of the park. And it's Bernardo Silva as a half, number 11, number 7, but constant Bernardo Silva by Fiifi. And then the hard-working rate of our Brighton friend Tijani Reinders and our Brighton friend Foden dominated. To the extent that after the game, our Brighton friend Bruno Fernandes came out and said, if you want to know, you shoot battles because you were outnumbered. Enzo Maresca is too fixated on the last line. It's United won the fight with Chianoma. What Enzo Maresca will try to do is that he would want to overload the last line into being inverted. We want United 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What Chelsea would want to do is that overloading the last line with a +1. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then add 1 and make it 6. So you will be to stretchy. Into Utie Ruben Amorim in the pre-match press conference. Amorim will say he knows how Enzo Maresca wants to play. Enzo Maresca did be an extra player in the box. Now, Rich, this is where the problem is. Granted that even Manchester United bring 2 more players to come and press her, it means that Chelsea will be left with 1 player alone centrally. The advantage United is this. When Chelsea are fixated to go and overload the last time with 6v5, it will be left with the transitional threat of United. So Chelsea and Tian counter press ball and No one exerting any form of control or matching, and that is what Man City did well. And into the City, there was no way United were going to have a chance.
It's because Kofi, what about the Conti teams in the boy or midfield? To see, I can say, yes, and it's a Bruno fit there, you play. But why not? Yeah, pen with Bruno, Kobe Mino, Ugat, and Casemiro.
Right, me did say Bruno and Casa a problem in that system. Bruno is number 8. Bruno is number 6.
But Eddie on one bubble.
No, fine. I don't have a problem. What I'm saying is that in that system, if you want to play 2 midfielders, it is not Bruno and whoever.
So it is
that are willing to work hard. I'm saying Bruno has matched several times. Medina Bruno has several times. I've tweeted it. I've matured on Facebook several times. Say Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United should have taken the money from Saudi Arabia. Let him go. Because it's number 6 and number 8 and 6 now. Bruno Nyajuma without the ball. And my fear is that somebody become Bruno South me to pass or her to her Emma in Buemo. And we know United create these chances. Kunyama. So it doesn't make it just in Buemo. It is Kunya in Buemo. Says code. Yes, also quality. Who can hold up the ball? That is my big if I reach. Analysis of Chelsea versus Manchester United. So Obi are worried about how Chelsea may lose the game, and it's because of this. United has a good chance. And there's also clear chance of Chelsea totally dominating the ball to hold up and get a job done. At the end of the day, Enzo Maresca knows he has to win this. I think Chelsea for Onebeshe because they'll be able to exert more control on the ball, hold on to the ball, pin United back, and whoever scores the first goal, I doubt the other person will be able to turn it around. At best, it may end up being a goal. Say Chelsea share first goal, it's a straight Chelsea win. Say United share first goal, maybe at best it can get to a draw. But that is how I think it's going to look like. Oh, only wants to sign his formation. Opama, new Pope girlfriend is it? Also, more Fredo Cracker.
On all the fans are not there.
The video only France will finish Liga crack.
I France is in the way, yeah. I think
France is in the film.
When you film, no. But me on a more serious note, also me, we're crossing the Zemka. We be in Manchester. And I love that tag now with the Amana underdogs. Me pay.
Munya underdogs. One is underdogs.
Oh yeah.
Obi am Mautago. One am Mautago.
One in you say.
Any of you move you. Munya underdogs. Yeah, Chihuahua was the underdog. You know, Bonnie Asha.
Born yet. It is there they are player for player quality more ahead of us. More team, Bia, coaching are very good. Yeah, game now have a born in it. And you have a tactics.
No more tactics. No. And you're ready for
a mentality.
As a mentality in change.
You ever catch their boys and say, game now have a bono. This is Chelsea. You didn't so many born about change. If you allow them to play, you a moment you just take it. And I dear Bakupa may bomb and say, players will be right. Both extrinsic and then intrinsic motivation to play this game. And then Bro game no. Yeah, you say you ain't even more. No, United need be any more.
Mama said saying.
That's it.
Okay.
This is a game as you bet me as a pigeon who be
we just have Chelsea
season now. Yeah, you should Chelsea.
Yes, we will do Chelsea. A young crowd. I'm not my side.
Because we are talking about United Akufi. Even your head coach. Sorry, you better any head. Your number one goalkeeper. Anyway. Yes, we will be this Simeons or
binder. And similar mess there.
Women that go post to Manchester United. That's the love why I drew. It's a game now. You know, say yes, Chelsea is favorite. And we tell you just under the tag. You just to come. And a bit more pressure on the Bible game the Bible form. What I say? And a bit more ball now in a moment. I try and when you just say Kuna is back. That guy trusts him so much. Yeah, so on the day now on the groove, no man. Obey me, man. What do we want? And then Mr. Benjamin says, "Come, Miss Seno." So Bruno two pass.
And now Kunya about his own started.
Oh, Yababono.
Best started.
Yababono. You two pass and man, Miss Seno. On your man, man. Name go free. Yamina do my Monday.
General prediction day.
Oh, game no. Exalté Joby Likely.
Because who the munya draw money be Johnny say.
Yeah, perceive.
But munya draw that money be Johnny.
On the face of the pinch it though.
Yeah, who
likely draw.
Yeah, but munya draw their way back.
Likely draw.
Which the master versus apprentice derby goes on Yami Admochina. Now, has Pep reinvented himself and rejuvenated the team?
Kakra.
Because media
too early.
Maybe I just want to mention Napoli game because of Antonio Conte. Me sure Barcelona match like a credit and Napoli versus Manchester City. Rich, until that red card, and again, until then, Napoli were comfortable playing against Man City. It was the Antonio Conte.
I pop when the Leo.
Leo, we are probably me that's it.
Yeah.
He bought the bread and that's it. Pa.
Leo.
Me I wasn't short. Me say my dinner.
I say Roma so no down.
I'm a Catholic. That is yeah. I got to put me sure me diocese me suffer now.
Until me busa some patch we jai.
Patch me nyai. And then you will say me cover your mass.
Okay. But I say Publio it you no paper we disappointed.
Say me. Say me your short. Me go di ni ntia. We say o ka o to me for Francis. Say the senior.
Say me two anam ka say Francis so. Yemre.
Bijao, bidu enti akiri nya ko ka Francis.
Abi tiate. Go.
Because when I saw the game against Napoli,
okay,
I had questions. Questions in the sense that say only Napoli bar. Napoli were good. That midfield was a solid one until the red card. So I'm still not convinced about Pep Guardiola and his team winning back. I mean, Manchester United winning against them is nothing. Me, up to today, I've never been convinced about Gianluigi Donnarumma. I test data. I'm still not. With time, Donnarumma's issues will come because even in the game against Napoli, I saw a G2 Gianluigi Donnarumma until the red card again. With time, I'll come back to it. It's in any I'll put it there because Donnarumma is there. I think what wins this game is verticality. And Pep say, "Sir, 5-1 or Lucy here to Arsenal last season. It was because his players were playing like under 14 for. And until he said the team no boss, and they have to do better this time. Which you see, there are certain teams on the top where we are here. They have certain players that can bail them out. But Arsenal is a different beast altogether. Arsenal are near perfect. See, because of football rivalry and banter, our opponent fans don't take their time to watch the Arsenal team. Which I've taken my time to watch Christian Mosquera. I think he's a better player than William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. And again, it's one of those my hot takes. That will only be determined with time. Mosquera is excellent. No Arsenal fan will miss Saliba. Neither will they miss Gabriel Magalhaes when he goes off. Maybe I didn't know Mosquera born say sometimes he's a little bit who say who from the back and say center backer. They do what they call the invitation of the press. It's center back in the Romanelli stage I want to say no I'm trying about percent some about pass no. Sometimes he does a little bit too much. I saw it last season when he was at Valencia and then again in the Arsenal team. Solid football from my branch friend Mosquera. Arsenal will not miss that. Today I'm willing to see which of the two and never going to between the battle of Ono any Abrantia friend Ellen Holland who wins it, whether it's going to be the senior most of the two centre backs or Abrantia friend Ellen Holland. The midfield of Arsenal looks fairly good to me to match Manchester City DNA of Reinders, Phil Foden the last time out in there, Rodri Cascante. Mind you, the deputy of Rodri Cascante in the Spanish La Roa team Abrantia friend Martin Ibanez Zubimendi. And on your deputy because he's not good enough. He's deputy because Rodri is head and shoulders quality. And of course, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner. It is certain. See a game which Arsenal against Man City at home. On the face of what I saw against the Napoli game, which is a much more structured team, it is easier for teams to hold the ball now. Man City for pressing as good as it used to be before.
Yeah, man.
My money is on team your friend Manchester Arsenal for when they play against Arsenal. I think that if City will have anything to do in the game, it is going to come from either of Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva in their verticality. What they do of their dropping centrally and then going up top to create chances and get a goal. So a Honda City fan will get a chance. Either Bernardo scores or creates, or Phil Foden scores or creates. But apart from that, my money on Arsenal for and then Xabi Alonso goes back to it. And there's something interesting I want to tell you about Xabi Alonso team. So take it. See. Xabi Alonso, match day 1, match day 2, match day 3, a checky BBR and is moving on to and that game Obebo against Espanyol. It's Ushe Spanish La Liga Dimana. And you go in corner Kylian Mbappe, Eshe, Aulidi. This season, he leads in successful dribbles and he's in the company of Lamine Yamal, Ibanez Nazraoui, and Abantia Yefeno, Nico Williams, and so on. Abantia Yefeno, Kylian Mbappe, our 19 successful dribbles with 8 goals since the Club World Cup, any 2 assists since he started the season. Which this is a game that are home against Espanyol. I don't expect team Ayefreno, Real Madrid for need to drop points. Barca for Bebo Nyami Admochina against Getafe. It's a tough game that they play. Still no issues with respect to Lamine Yamal availability. So what it means is that Abrante friend Marcus Rashford goes on to play again because they asked him again, said about Lamine Yamal absence. No, so we have Marcus Rashford. The Barcelona people are beginning to love what Marcus Rashford gives them. I think that Barca again, that's what it takes to get a job. And then just a second or two with talent, Serie A, and I ran into some of the interesting games. Napoli still had that show with Juve 9 points. I think said Napoli, Juve team is what will give Antonio Conte Napoli team a big run for their money. I've said that it comes down to the 2 managers on the touchline. I don't trust Igor Tudor. I think Antonio Conte is tactically more malleable and more upbeat in terms of winning games and with that experience on the team, against Team Friend Juve with a fairly young side with Kenan Yildiz and the likes. But again, they can always give you a run for your money. And I don't rule them out. And then Team Friend Milan goes away from home against Team Friend Udine. This is a game I think an under 3.5 will go through and it's in one of my picks. And Joe, we went in for Cagliari double chance and it went through your coach team. Lazio, any Roma, this is the battle of Rome and Onyami Admochna. You don't want to miss it between Gian Piero Gasperini team away from home when they go to Lazio to go and play. It's an interesting one. Juve go away to Verona. It's a double chance for that game. Enjoy the talent Serie A on Sunday. Inter will play Sassuolo. Sassuolo after some move free the Segunda Divisione Eba the Serie A they've not played too well. So now they have issues in terms of Mobono. On Monday evening, Napoli play against Pisa. I think it's a game that Napoli will be able to win. Rich, let me round it up with you with enemy quotes. Like I said, I think I'm giving you an opportunity to make some good money for yourself on all of Fiifi Manfred social media handles. But meet my boss quickly in a few seconds. First one, a BW129B8F75. Next one, a BW129B6CF8. Third one, a BW129B0537. Fourth one, a BW129AD0C9. And last one, a BW12952354. Rich, let me say a happy birthday to my personal stylist, a friend Connie. Excellent tailor pa na my name na woda. My main country Connie in the shop Connie review. Amina side on okay. When I shop and then the birthday Connie Amisha.
That's fine. That's fine. Right. But that's it. I got see up on YouTube. I say